So I'm doing this Sunday live from Thailand, and probably an apt conversation for today is this theme of happiness. Thailand actually has been ranked for the fourth consecutive year one of the least miserable countries in the world to live in. And it's also always punches above its weight for happiness studies that are done around the world. And it makes me think there was an amazing documentary by Roko Belic done in 2011 called Happy. And it really looked at this theme of happiness, and there's some kind of quick tips that come from that, specifically to do with Thailand as well. So, talk about the first thing, that happiness is not based on circumstances. Probably only about 10% of what's actually happening has got anything to do with whether we're happiness or not. 40% of intention of what we're doing makes a big play in that, which is one of the reasons Thailand always punches above its weight. Circumstances have nothing to do with it. The second one being that happiness is not about money. Money doesn't buy that. I know it's an old adage, but it's absolutely true. And if you look at the average income in places like Thailand, you'll see that absolutely makes perfect sense. And there's plenty of studies that show that if you've got enough money to pay your basic shelter, food, and all the rest of it, then everything above that is really milk on top. So really, money doesn't buy you happiness. It's what you do. Third thing being that it comes from servicing others. And if you look at countries like Thailand, they're big on that. Servicing other people is what really can bring and deliver happiness. There's a quote by Muhammad Ali that talks about the fact that service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And so when you start to look at things like that in terms of how you can service other people, it can have a play on your happiness for sure. Fourth one that he talks about in the movie, and definitely relevant here too, would be this idea of gratitude and love, being grateful for the simple things in life. And when you spend time in any of these countries, these simple countries where they don't seem to have a lot, they're not focused on things or accumulation of stuff. They're just happy with the simple things in life, and that comes through in that documentary as well. So being grateful and looking for love. I guess that leads me to two other quick principles while I'm here. It seems every time I go overseas I get hit with a food poisoning bug, and this trip was no different. I spent a day and a half in bed. And the doctor, though, he came to the hospital to see me, and he turned around and made a comment, and it's so true. And he just said, "This is temporary. All this shittiness is temporary." It's pretty much his language he said. And isn't that the truth? When you've got the shits, it's temporary. Something's going to turn around. Something's going to change. And this principle of love, well, the reason I was actually in Thailand in the first place on this trip was primarily for a wedding of Emily and Ryan. Thank you so much for having me. It was such a classy, stunning occasion. But also, you guys, your story itself just gives hope around this concept of love, and being able to just kind of work with that and find the people in your life and keep in your life that are really valuable. So anyway, a few considerations there for happiness. Keep it simple. It's not about money, not about accumulation. Focus on service to others and being grateful for what you've got. Next week I'll be back again in Sydney, and I think down in Melbourne. Sunday live next week down in Melbourne. Till then, catch you later.